And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved, episode 100, and likely the finale for this series. Don't worry, I have another one already in the works. Before I get too far into the final 100th episode, I want to kick off it by starting the OET. And as you can see, I have this battery that's powered by 2 geothermals underneath. I have this battery that is also powered by 2 geothermals, as well as all of these turbines. So there's a lot of power per second going to be going into this thing when it's done. Finishes up. Charge rate, not too bad. Not too bad at all. 35,800. I'm sure these batteries are going to be draining pretty fast here. I've got plenty of power transfer going here. So anyway, I'm going to cut it here. We'll come back when this thing is close to charged. My threat level, since all my threat reducers went offline when I built that, my threat level is going to quickly climb to 20,000. So, rockets away. So, I'll cut here and come back when this OET is just about charged. The battle commences. Oh yeah, we got the OET charging. We got rockets firing. Spiderbot is doing his thing. Here, I also built a Mark III query that I added. I modded this in. You can find the spotlight in my recent uploads. But this is the Mark III query, and this thing eats ores. This is a 65 by 65 area. It can skip up to 4 different ores. By default, it skips coal, tin, and copper. But it mines at 100% efficiency, so it will pull all the ores that it finds. To smelt all of this, I have a little system down here, similar to my other one, capable of processing the 300 blocks per minute. And I'm also using Tricky's storage hopper mod to help things along and store all of the material that are coming out. But these things are very expensive. Very, very, very expensive. So I've been collecting resources actually and building them as I go. But the first thing this thing will hit is a iron vein that's like 3 million iron. And yes, it will pull 3 million ore out of it. So that is going to be daunting if I continue this world. I doubt I am, but this thing is pretty amazing. There's also a Mark I and a Mark II that have a little lesser stats, but you can read up about them or watch the Spotlight video. So I just wanted to interject that I have one of my queries running full speed and digging up the terrain. And we're back. 100 million power. Ready to be used. Also, for the 100th episode and the finale, I have a bomb. 102 million power. It's on a little pedestal. It's being worshipped by all these wonderful lower level items here. So we'll come back when we are ready to blow some shit up. So I'll be back just in a bit. And here we are at the bottom of that second quarry that I set up 2,400 meters below the surface. This is how far we got. If I do a colored ore ping, you can see there's a huge vein of something that we can't use down there. A super hard rock vein. And that is like a tier 5 or a tier 6 ore that's generated. It's not mineable or anything. And it's pretty much all that's down here. So I figured this might be a good place to, blow something up. And so I came down here, 2,444 meters. Now let's see if I can get the right explosive. I brought a few. There it is. So this thing is going to be huge. Level 7 is going to be absolutely huge. So let's start it up and get out of here. Oh man, jetpack. Oh, darn. All right. Well, I'm going to have to take the fall again. That was a massive explosion. Where am I? Okay. The train hasn't loaded in yet. There it goes. All right. So yeah, it's down this mine shaft here. Not the original one, not the first one I had. Wow, that just really pulled me. Okay, so let's take the plummet here. Gotta be careful and not exceed the world. Because, that's what happens. You fall into a cave, you're slowing yourself down, you end up launching it. It pulls you off track, and then you hit the ground. I have died so many times because of that. That's why I like, lining my cavern with walls, because it is so deadly to be falling like that. And, the developer says, you should not fall like this at all. So, this is really pushing the engine. There's another cavern. Kind of hard to see him sometimes. As the segments load in, it's very tentative. We're gonna go down a ways, and it spits me up, and I hate when it does that. Oh yeah, there's the little area that I lit a few episodes ago that I was like, I better be careful. So here is the magma layer. We're going to zip past that really fast. We're way beyond anything now, and there's a spot that I don't want to hit. So let's head off this way. This is the torch area. I don't know. Many people saw that. It was the biggest derp of the game, I think, right there. Oh, yeah. Don't want to hit that. And all the way down here. Want to be very careful. Oh, yeah, just spit me out. That's what I wanted. I turned my jetpack on because I didn't know how close we were. Boy, we are a ways down there. Holy cow, it's a ways down here. And this was a completely blocked area. This whole vein of, I think it's uranium. Yeah, this whole vein of uranium was right in the way. So the quarry just dug through it, dug around it. So I know here is where the hole was. And of course I fall. There we go. We came down into a huge amount of sand. It looks like an absolute metric ton of sand. So let's light it up. Not sure what the sand is going to do to my lights. That is a ton of sand. Let's get some explosion on here. I brought a couple more. One over there. These are much smaller than this huge one. And maybe one over here. Is that all sand right there? I think that is. Boy, that is a lot of sand. Is that all sand? It is. Wow. Let's see if we can see how big that is. I got to get to the surface here. There we go. Yeah, look at the size of this sand. This is all sand, I bet, in here. What's this? Chromium ore? 1.2 million? I actually found a massive chromium vein. Ooh, look at this. This is pretty in here. Look at all the gems. This was all sand in here. That's why those things are right. That's why those gems are way up there. It's because this was all sand. That is brutal. So yeah, sand filled this cave. Pretty amazing. That looks like a pretty good sized chromium vein too. 3 million. I found a chromium vein that's 89 million, so I'm not too concerned with chromium. Let the world load in for a few minutes here. And we are going to go destroy the last corner that exists in this world that spawns enemies. I think I took all of the recharging off of that. I did. So let's cruise over here. Just an epic battle. I don't think they got anywhere close to my CPH. The number of missiles I had and the lasers and oh, brutal. All right. Look at all the bosses. That is crazy. Yeah. Whatevs. Whatevs, Mr. Worm. All right, Mr. Overmind, it's time to meet your maker. E to blow everything up. Let's get a good vantage point here. There's a cargo drop that's way over there. Cover those in my next series. And while we wait for this, my next series is going to kick off. I'm going to be doing a rush mode playthrough, and I'm going to be trying to record as much of it as I possibly can. And I'm going to try to get close to the record. The record for the rush mode is charging the OET within a certain amount of time. And the current record is like 18 hours. So I think that's, about 40-some episodes. So it would make a pretty good series. And by the time that series is done, the Tier 4 expansion should be in its final, bug fixed and ready to go stages. So I'll probably kick off another series that's a regular playthrough. I'm thinking about doing, plentiful resources and power, but hard mobs. And that would be a little bit harder, I think. go into this mode here. Oh, yeah. Overminds have died. Sorry, overminds. Dead. Dead and gone. With a big hole. There's a big hole right here. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode and this series. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.